All right, welcome back for round three. We are in the finals here of our Duskmourn Top 8 League. We got Aaron B, who we've followed since his draft, up in the finals here. We're getting a first time league winner either way here between Daniel M, HP Wizard, who's been in a few top 8s already, and Aaron, who's in his first one. What's Aaron working with over there?
3 lands, kept a Desperate Farmer, Barb Servitor, Diver Scab, and Vile Mutilator, but just top deck the removal and Olivia's Midnight
Okay,
Ambush.
so a bit of a slow hand ish.
Yeah, 3 and 4 drops, but Olivia's keeps the creature at bay here. Defiled Crypt was just drawn. We've seen how that synergizes
Yeah, so
with his deck.
Daniel did have to mulligan here. We saw him. He had the Azorius deck where he had very low dread count here, so he's just on 65 cards. I believe Ghost Vacuum and Alquist Proft were the only rares that ended up in his deck. I believe.
This,
Uh,
if a Defiled Crypt is on the field, the Ghost Vacuum is a little less useful, I think, right? Doesn't it trigger it?
the Ghost Vacuum becomes very annoying. Like the Ghost Vacuum is gonna advantage Aaron with the default crypt in play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's for later game stuff, but decided to draw here.
yeah. So Daniel,
No,
he had some flyers. He had a bit of removal, just like a good curve. He had some interaction, not like a ridiculous amount. So just like a solid white blue deck, up and down the curve, decent cards, flyers. Like nothing flashy. Again, not no crazy huge bombs. I mean, Alcus Props is very good, as is Ghost Vacuum, but no insane headliners here. Just solid curve, kind of like Aaron, but I mean his deck's probably a little more assertive, I would say, as far as trying to attack you.
taking a good think about it. He knows that the filed crypt cadaver lab is in hand, but also that the vacuum can kind of
Yeah, so I
pose.
think he's just yeah. Daniel's going to cast Fierce Retribution on this. The rest of his hand is a Meat Locker and a Ghostly Key Bearer, which is that 3/3 flyer that can unlock rooms when it hits. You can save some mana.
Aaron might be drawing to a turn at a little life cost here with the servitor. If you sacrifice that to diver scab, it's just gonna die, right? I don't.
Yeah,
Indestructible doesn't.
it's indestructible, but it can still be sacrificed. Right
So this
there's
two-sided card gets sucked up with the vacuum. It's not. I can't flip.
there's the
It's a
man
token.
himself, the man who ran the detective agency and during MKM League.
Alquist.
Yep.
So this can get blocked, and it's not going to get blocked. It's going to draw a card.
Yeah. So Alchemist Prof, you can sacrifice a clue and you can cast essentially what we call Sphinx Revelation. Draw X, gain X.
Yeah, not really at the point of the game for that yet.
Not quite, no. Also, I believe you need Thunder
Five,
Clue.
5 mana. So you have Consider, you have Shipwreck Sifters. The Defiled Crypt Cadaver Lab is playable. And the Diver Scab is going to have no value. You could just put it as a
Thing
blocker. It's not the
is,
worst.
the Defiled Crypt, like so he could cast Defiled Crypt, and then in response, he can Ghost Vacuum something away.
It's trying to make him tap all his. It's keeping up Consider. I guess that's on purpose at this point.
Yeah, so
Diver Scab
he
as a
has no
blocker.
creatures to get back yet, but I don't think he can really ever almost get back a creature because of Ghost Vacuum.
I was gonna say Diver Scab might have been a play just to
Yeah, this
block
start from
this.
Aaron's just like a little slow. I mean, he did have a creature to play earlier, but yeah, Daniel's putting on the pressure here, and a 1/1 that can't block is not gonna be good when you're facing down all these creatures on the other side.
Yeah, that's why I think Diver Scab as a blocker was probably a good play last turn. Final Death was drawn.
Okay,
This is just actively hurting.
I mean, yeah, attack. Daniel's just gonna say, yeah, okay, sure, let him through.
Now, Vile Mutilator's in hand and castable next turn. I guess you can get rid of Servitor if you just put. So he has the option: put down Diver Scab for a blocker or Final Deathing. The room, that side of the room does what? I got it mixed up.
It's 1 black mana, return a creature to your hand
Yeah, so not
from
targeting
graveyard.
anything.
That card, it's gonna be really difficult to get a creature back with that with Ghost Vacuum running around here.
He gets rid of the creature that's hurting him and drawing cards.
I
Not a
mean, I
bad choice.
imagine Daniel's just going to keep this 3/3 flyer right on top of the deck and recast it next turn. But
Um. Oh no.
Daniel does
If
have
he
the Meat Locker here, so he could just play Meat Locker.
if he opened the room up though, it
Well,
might have been a misplay. If he
well, what
opened the room up,
happened?
he'd have a 2/2 on the board.
What would have happened is he would have opened the room. Oh no, well he doesn't have. Yeah, okay. Now he
The
can.
Vile Mutilator is playable now. He has to get rid of a Scab instead of a 2/2 zombie.
Well, no, he can sack the room because the Cadaver Lab's never going to do anything because of the Ghost Vacuum.
Oh, Vile Mutilator can sack enchantments. That's what I'm missing.
Yeah, yeah. Like if he tried to open Cadaver Lab, what would happen was that the Ghost Vacuum would exile the target. Aaron would still get a 2/2, but he would not get his creature back in hand.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the Vile Mutilator can sack the 2/2 instead of the Scab or the room.
Right, right.
He didn't use his mana last turn for not.
I mean, Daniel's not going to be exiling cards from Aaron's graveyard with the Ghost Vacuum.
I'm not sure what he's considering exactly. Is it denied the Divine of Shipwreck
Yeah,
Sifters
so
waiting
I
as
was
well?
thinking that last turn Daniel was just going to cast his Meat Locker, attack for 5, and then get his opponent really low for the next turn. But he decided to play the flyer, and now he's going to Meat Locker.
I don't know if he realizes that Vile Mutilator could sack the room. I mean, it should be sacking a zombie this
I
turn. I think.
mean, he played Duskmourn League for 6 weeks and probably played some Duskmourn Limited. So imagine he knows what it does.
No,
He took
but
it
he wouldn't
pretty
consider
highly in the
attacking.
draft.
That's the only reason you would consider attacking with the Scab there, which it looked like he was, unless it was a fake out.
Yeah, so the Vine would kill the 2/2 Yin, but and present a threat.
This could be denied the Divine, then you're taking 3 damage, but it's probably worth it. Because the Final Death is also waiting here.
Yeah, so he's gonna Meat Locker here. He did draw Brian Comer for the turn, which I believe is a 1/1 for 3. That when it comes in or when it becomes the target of a spell, you get a 1/1 flyer, and it could turn into an aura that has the same text.
Brian Comer.
Yeah, the Brian Comer.
Now it looks like the Vile Mutilator is coming down.
Yeah, Valmurer's looking good here. Looking like a stabilizer.
You get rid of the sisters as opposed to the zombie that you can make. Because you have a swamp. He has a swamp in hand too.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Daniel was chugging along pretty nicely here, but this Val Mutilator is gonna put
Ooh,
a stop sign here.
but so opening the room nets him a zombie.
Yeah,
I
he'll
think
get
he
you
just
too.
do it. But he doesn't. He doesn't want to do it. It looks like.
Hmm.
Maybe
I mean, he can't
he
really
had the
get around.
option.
I mean, just things are gonna get eaten by a ghost vacuum no matter what. Might as well just force the opponent to do it. Leave with a 2/2.
Possibly wants to do it post combat. It's not. Well, this is dangerous to removal. You're dead to removal
Yeah.
unless
Well, no,
you
he'll have a
realize.
2/2.
Yeah, he realized that could have been done a couple turns ago. I don't know what happened
Yeah.
there. I have
So
to watch
Daniel
the
says,
replay.
you don't get your creature, but you get a 2/2. All right, land off the top here. Not even an island to activate Alquist, so
You
just gonna play the Brine Comber, and he's just gonna have to pass here.
final death in hand, so that's pretty
He
good
does have.
one.
I'm trying to figure out what that token he has is. I can't remember what it is. Oh, it's a clue from Alquist. Okay, I just didn't recognize the art.
Ghost Vacuum threatens something eventually.
Yes, it does.
I don't know how many 1/1s he would get out of it at this point.
All right, so he says, "I'm gonna attack you."
Vacuumed.
So what's in hand here for Aaron?
Just final death in a swamp, so he's planning on final deathing
I'm
this key bear.
not sure if it's my stream or if Daniel's stream is lagging, but it's going a little slow here. Could be something on my end, but
He might have to tune in to the other.
so he has two planes in hand here. I assume he's just gonna make a bunch of 1/1 flyers. I mean,
Against the Flamboyant, it's not
he
amazing.
doesn't have any other plays, so yep.
It is pretty amazing.
What Ghost Vacuum?
Getting dicey.
I mean, he's just trying to get him
Well,
dead in the air here.
yeah, he needs a top deck here. They're all flyers.
I mean,
You can
he
pick
has
in
to
for enough. Like
yeah, I'm guessing he has the final reward here, right? Yep.
Etrata. Etrata has to hit face before it connives, or before it cloaks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't attack with Vile Mutilator or you're dead. So
All right. So here comes Trada.
Ghost Vacuum OP.
Yeah, Ghost Vacuum, do what it do. I mean, it was the most played standard card at this in the standard portion of the World Championships.
And you know what's funny? If
But
he did sacrifice the 2/2 zombie instead of the
yeah,
sifters, he wouldn't
I
be
believe there
facing.
was 126 copies of Ghost Vacuum being played in standard. 125 of them being in the sideboards.
I believe it. What I was
one,
saying is he could have
one
sacked
dude
the
put one
zombie.
Ghost Vacuum in his main deck, and the rest of them put it on the sideboard. But I mean, it's one of the most pushed sideboard hate cards we've seen. Like, it's 1 mana, it's free to activate, it's instant speed every turn. You get to choose which card. It's really pushed.
Yep.
Is this? Are we at lethal? Yeah. All right. So the blue white flyers flying. I mean, this is a tale as old as time here with the blue white deck. This is really, yeah. I mean, he played a couple of interactive spells, but nothing crazy. You know, he just played flyers and attacked with them. And
Ghost Vacuum's gonna be really good. He's playing Persistent Specimen too. He put in a duress.
yeah, Ghost Vacuum is quite brutal against this deck. I mean, the Defile Crypt being in play made it a little less harsh because at least made 2/2s out of for his trouble.
Yep. It made one, which he. Yeah, as I was saying, he could have sacked that to the mutilator and not faced the sifters in the air. But then a 3/3 was drawn anyway. 3/3 flyer. This is a flyers deck.
Yep, it's a
Maybe
Flyers deck. I
maybe
mean,
master
you know. White blue.
Perhaps Max of Gristlebrand might need to show up. We'll see.
What now?
That Mask of
Oh, the Mask of
Gristlebrand?
Bristlebrand. Right. Okay. It's a little. It's just so. It's a little clunky.
He's highlighting it right now.
Yeah.
And Daniel is stuck on 3 mana there for a while.
Yeah, but his curve was low enough that he was fine. He was just playing stuff.
Oh, he took out the duress
Yeah,
now.
he got his opponent low. Opponent stabilized with the Vow Mutilator, but then the Ghost Vacuum came in to just flood the board with flyers, and he drew another 3 power flyer to just seal the game.
He didn't
So
make many changes.
Daniel is coming close to a league victory. Perhaps we'll see if he can get it in this game, or if it's going to go to 3 here.
It always goes to 3, so we already know the result of this. Let's just play it out anyway.
Always goes to 3.
Always.
Okay, well, not a great hand here with 1 land.
Siege Zombie with 2 lands. Desperate Farmer, Murder, Diregrass Scavenger, and Direverse Scab. It's very Vow Midnight Hunty. Almost all the cards are Vow Midnight
All right,
Hunt,
so we did
except
get
for
a
Murder.
mulligan here from Daniel, and he's kept a hand where, well, you'll see he's going to play an underwater tunnel. I'm going to switch over to Aaron's stream just to see if it's a little less lagging.
Okay.
If that one's lagging too, I assume it's a problem on my end.
I'm gonna keep both of them open. No, it seemed a little laggy. I'm gonna have both open. I can duel.
Okay, I think it was Daniel's stream, so it was quite laggy. So I will switch over here to Aaron. So apologies for that, but yeah, it was a little slow there.
Yeah, I'll
Basically,
watch that.
basically, I saw him tapping a blue mana for underwater tunnel, and next thing I knew, it was opponent's turn.
Yeah, it's laggy.
So Sleep of the Dead is what is that one again? It's a escape card that like puts like basically like
Stun counter.
just 1 stun counter. No, it can't be.
I think it is. I'll look it up.
Has to be. It keeps it locked down for at least two draw steps, right?
No, it's just one. It's a 1 mana card, so it's 3 to escape. Yeah, it's just like 1 stun counter.
Ah,
It's a 1 mana effective that, which
I
is good. But
don't like it. Yeah, but I
it's a
mean,
one
if
mana
you're
effect.
playing a Flyers deck, it's kind of like just what you need. Just
Yeah, it's great.
tap the blockers, and just get through. I get it.
The other side is Meat Locker, which for a
So
three
what Aaron's
mana
deciding here is
escape.
whether he wants to play the Diagraph Scavenger to just get rid of this stupid sorcery that he doesn't like. Normally you want to drain the opponent, but he said, you know what, that card seems annoying enough. It does something in the graveyard. I'll just exile it.
Well, I could see what Daniel's doing better on the other stream than his own.
Yeah, sadly. We can at least see the cards in hand at the very least. Yeah, so this murder here is just going to make it tough. He has another murder as well, so the next thing is going to get killed as well.
That means it's probably going to game 3. Who could have guessed?
And he's got a diverse scab just to get another thing off the board potentially.
There's an Adamant Will hero, that cat hero thing.
Yeah, this is another case of Aaron enacting his game plan of playing creatures and removing stuff. Not so much card advantage this game, just get on board fast. Yeah, so
Cathar's Call and Friendly Ghosts are the 2 other cards here. Cathar's Call, I don't. It's an aura? I believe.
3 mana aura. I believe all it does is just you make a
1/1
1/1
a
every
turn.
turn.
Yeah.
I don't believe it actually gives stats to the creature. It may give it vigilance, but don't quote me on that. It was a card that I don't think I played basically ever. Yeah, this is just simple. He drew the swamp here, so he can actually add another creature into play, and it's looking like a game 3 here. We know there's no board wipe
Yeah.
on the other side, and we know the
Can only
rares.
develop one. Can only develop one creature.
The one creature is nowhere near enough.
and
We
Cathar's Call, but
we
I
even have a
think it's
diver
only
scab here to really make sure that nothing's going to happen to to stop Aaron from getting his lethal damage.
at the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1. That's what Cathar's Call does. So technically, you could have two creatures.
That's all it does, right?
Yep. Vigilance.
Yeah,
Vigilance too.
vigilance. That's what I thought. Yeah, it wasn't a card that saw much play, but I guess if you're
It's
just
always
trying to win
the.
with flyers, you just strap that on something and you have chump blockers on the ground.
I don't know if I remember a finals that wasn't the game three
Uh, I don't remember back far enough to know.
that I was casting anyway.
Well, we got our game three, so it all comes down to this. They've been battling for 6 weeks, playing Duskmourn League and managing their dread levels, and now we are here. And like I said, two first time candidates to win. Daniel M's been in a couple top eights I can remember, and Aaron, I believe, the first one. So yeah, we are going to see a new league winner. It's going to be either Daniel's white blue, Flyers based deck, or Aaron's blue black scrappy, part sacrifice, part card advantage, part graveyard deck. Just a nice little machine here. It's really really performed more or less exactly how I thought it would. What's in hand here for Daniel?
Well, Fear of Surveillance is coming up. There's Convolute, the Loyal Griff, which is a 3 mana 2/2 flyer. An Omen of the Sun. It looks like he mulliganed because he's a seven total cards.
Yes, yeah, Mulligan. Yeah, so we got
Hero.
well, you see these two 1/1s in play. We also have Final Death and Slice from the Shadows for removal. He's got an island. He's got an unscrupulous agent and pieces of the puzzle. So
That was a pretty good against Miranda. He got 2 hits off of it. One of them was really important
yeah,
removal.
in the first round he only got one spell both times. I wasn't enthused, but you know if you get two spells, it's like you worked really hard for a divination. I can't. If I had access to divination, I would probably just play that.
Yep.
But if it
Um, if,
works, if it works, it works.
if the double block happens here, Loyal Griff is going to clean up the specimen in the graveyard. So that's what's at stake here.
What's the loyal griff
It's
again?
not.
Isn't it just you bounce your own creature?
Oh, I thought it cleaned something out of the graveyard. It's probably one of the many cards I'm confusing. But there's a convolute. It's very possible he's just going to hold that up too, if that's what Loyal
It's
Griff
just like
does.
two and a white, 2/2 flying flash, bounce a creature. You can bounce one of your creatures when it comes in. It's
You
like
may
the
return at a
mischievous
2/2.
pup from
Yeah,
that's in Foundations now.
yeah,
Theme
yeah.
song.
So completely never mind what I said. He's gonna tap. He's gonna go to end step
Yeah, it's
probably.
just it's
Because
a
he has
save.
three.
It's a savior guy creature.
There's three instant 3 mana spells. But those two, convolute, omen of the sun being the other two.
Okay, I guess he's deciding how he wants to proceed here.
Hero of the
Um,
Pride. I don't know how many there are, but two of
Sorry to
the.
interrupt, but Aaron just messaged in the top 8 chat that his internet dropped.
Okay, so all right, so Aaron's internet is seems to be not working for the moment. Hopefully, we can get him back momentarily. Uh,
Well then,
we will, we'll wait patiently until then. We'll give them the time they needs. Hopefully, he'll be back in a couple moments here.
art game.
I assume he's messaged, or somebody has messaged Daniel. I'm figuring.
I just let Daniel know, yeah.
Okay.
Art game.
All right. So
What are we talking about the league? Let's talk about the Duskmourn league.
game open. Okay.
Duskmourn didn't last long as a format because of how quick the uh, the leagues roll over now. But it was
I feel like sometimes we get a format and it's like, oh, it's still this. After a couple of months, and then Dustmore is like, you turn around and it's like, was it even 2 months?
Bloomborough too. But that's the norm now.
Yeah, I think Bloomborough people weren't as sad to see it go. I think it got Bloomberg did get appreciably better as we went on, but yeah,
Everyone loved Duskmourn as a set, though. That's pretty well received.
yeah, I can't remember too many people saying they just actively did not enjoy playing Duskmourn, and the league seemed to people seemed to like the dread. So people thought it was an interesting metric. It was interesting to see some people went all Duskmourn, some people went as little Duskmourn as possible. There was it turned out I don't think there was any one like strategy that was absolutely correct or not. Um, Hopefully we get Aaron back here. I don't know if we have an update on his internet situation.
I was excited to play cards under 60 card decks. Like, you never get to do that
Yeah,
ever.
we got
So
some people getting close to 40, or some people did actually get to 40, so it's kind of neat. But
yeah,
from what I could tell in the future batch, from doing the future batches, I didn't play in the league, so I didn't have too much first hand experience. But watching the feature matches, I did notice that even the people with like the 70 and 80 card decks, if they were good, and if they had a lot of Dustmorn cards, which they did, they were still winning. That was thing I did notice. So I think for now I'm going to pause the recording, and we'll come back when we have Aaron back in the chat and able to play. So we'll have a two-parter here for our video. So we'll be back hopefully very shortly.